You must be sleeping under a rock or something. You don't understand what's happening here. I'm in God mode nowadays, son. I'm the tribal chief. I'm the head of your table. I'm the provider around here.
YouTube faithful, what is going on? We are making a video for Week 10 NFL. I'm going to try to do it in 15 minutes or less. That is a monumental, possibly insurmountable task, but I'm going to try my absolute hardest, brother. I will do my best to conduct a master class that would rival Gordon Ramsay's executive chef master class. You dig? I will do my best. So what I need you to do, grab your popcorn or your favorite snack, grab your coffee or your Red Bull, maybe even a can of Crush orange soda, sit back, relax, smash that like button, hit subscribe, leave me a comment on what you think, and let's lock in. Now, right out of the gate, the first person that I'm going to talk about is George Kittle. If you haven't figured it out yet, the Tampa Bay Bucks force action. Everybody goes off against them. It's just what happens. Usually the games are shootouts. It's just how it is. That is the trend, and we're all over it. George Kittle, he is a masterclass this season. Look at this. The last 5 Kings are popping out of their seat like a pimple. They love it. They love what they see, and they're going to love this because my favorite George Kittle play is 13 fantasy score. Secondary would be 4.5 receptions. Third would be 22.5 longest reception, and then finally would be his receiving yards in that order. Now, I'm going to be locked in on the top 2 most of all, fantasy score and receptions. You're free to take whatever you want, comment guy, but this is where I'm going. We saw what tight ends can do to Tampa Bay all season. For this video, I'm not going to really show you guys too much of the data because I'm pressed for time, but you're just going to have to take my word for it. I've done the research. You can see that Tampa Bay is a 6.5 point dog at home. The Niners are going to have CMC back in the mix, supposedly. We'll see how that pans out, but don't let Tampa Bay's record fool you. We should be 6-3. Yeah, that's right. I said it. We lost to the Chiefs in an overtime coin flip. We didn't get the ball. We did the same thing against the Falcons, the same exact thing. Okay, we beat the Lions. All the tough teams, we've taken them to the distance. The Ravens, we lost our best receivers, Evans and Godwin. I mean, let us cook. 6.5 point dogs. I'm taking the Niners. George Kittle, 13 fantasy points. I'm in the mix. I'm all over it. Next at bat is going to be none other than Garrett Wilson, 14.5 fantasy score. Absolutely. Now, if you happen to find his reception somewhere sitting at 5, anywhere at 5 receptions flat, that would be the optimal play, but they removed it. I can't find it, so I pivoted to his fantasy score. I think he's in a great spot. The Jets are doing their hardest to bounce back, folks. They are doing everything they can do. This matchup does not scare me one bit, okay? Receptions allowed, they're ranked 24th. Versus wide receivers, they're 25th. Receiving yards versus wide receivers, they're ranked 26th. The point I'm trying to make here, folks, is that receivers go off against the Cardinals. I love it. And Garrett Wilson, you can talk about Adams being in the fold and everything else. In my opinion, that helps Wilson. More people are now on the lookout for Adams. It allows Wilson to open up, and he's been crushing since that swap. I think he's going to get fed the targets like he does every game. You can see his target share. 10 targets, 8 targets, 9 targets, 10 targets. They're passing the ball 64% of the time. They love to pass the ball. Garrett Wilson feeds. He literally has the highest target share. Granted, that's going to change over time with Adams now in the mix. But check out his red zone targets. 31% of the red zone target share is going to Garrett Wilson, which means his anytime touchdown and his fantasy score is automatically in the mix. And for that reason, he's getting the nod. Bang. And I'm giving you options here. So if you don't want to take their fantasy scores, your sportsbook doesn't have it, you can take the receptions. Kittle's receptions, Garrett Wilson, more 5 receptions. Next, the man, the myth, the legend, David Montgomery, anytime touchdown. I will be shocked if this isn't a goblin and or removed by the time lock rolls around. Now, why do I like this? Because David Montgomery is a wagon, folks. I'm going right to it, okay? I don't care if he sells, he gets the goal line work. Him and Gibbs are splitting carries. What do they call him again? Sonic and Knuckles, hilariously so. So if you don't want to take Monty, you could slide over here and take Gibbs if you can find it. Where is he? Well, he doesn't have an anytime touchdown prop, but I think Gibbs fantasy or Monty's anytime touchdown, that is your next best bet, okay? These guys, The Lions offense is just a machine. They can pass, which opens up the run game. They can run, which opens up the pass game. Either one of these two is going to get in the mix. So I would highly advise you have some exposure there. You never want to lock in anchors as anytime touchdown props, but I do think it's a good spot for them. I really, really do. Okay. And the next one is going to be Justin Jefferson, 92.5 receiving yards. You can go over here to DG and see that his receptions, more 6.5, is favored at 53%. It's minus 130 across the books. If he gets 6 to 7 receptions, which is what they set the line at, he should be on pace to go over 80 to 100 yards. That should be his range of outcome. His any yard touchdown, also in play. Anytime touchdown, excuse me. I really do believe he's going to go off. This will be his big Jamar Chase, what we just saw. I think it's going to be Justin Jefferson tomorrow. I think he's going to be the slate breaker. I think he is going to be the one that gets to have that game, because you know these receivers are watching these other guys and they're like, man, I got to turn up, because it's all about competitiveness. It's all about legacy. It's all about chasing that bag. And I think Justin Jefferson is going to walk out, face the Jags, and I believe he's going to cook them. 1, 2, 3, clean in the middle of the ring. His receiving yards at 92.5. All three of these are in the mix. Heck, even his fantasy scores in the mix. And if you're not sold on Jefferson, you're like, nah, I ain't interested in Jefferson, you could pivot yourself right on over to Jordan Addison, because I think he's going to be involved too. But I'm just going to ride Justin Jefferson. Pause. Nope, we won't be pausing. And if you really are scared, you can go with his Gabby, which is always going to be optimal over the regular line. You could take that as well. But as you can see, you will be taking a pay cut. This is a 3-man, and if you power, it's 3.75x with the Gabi. So you could just take this. It is popular, which is the only downside. His anytime tutty or even his receptions, all three of those are going in the mix. I will have exposure to all three of those gents. You can bank on it. Now, one of the things is PrizePicks doesn't have alternate lines for receptions and whatnot. They do for the yards, but not receptions. So make sure you're using books like Sleeper, Chalkboard, maybe even UnderDog. They have alternate lines for receptions. ParlayPlay. PrizePicks ain't the only guy in town. They're not the only girl at the dance, okay? So get off the wall. Go shop around. All the links are in the description. You get your deposit match. You get 30 days of my Discord, which gives you my projections and everything else. And speaking of which, before I go over the last two plays that I like, it's time. Oh yes. Yesterday's YouTube video unfortunately dropped late, and I am sorry about that. Only around half the normal view count saw it, like 3,000 of you, but guess what? It was a total sweep! So if you missed it, you sold yourself. If you weren't patient waiting on Crush, you sold yourself. It was a total sweep. I got receipts, top to bottom. And if you know the YouTube sweep, then you know the Discord faithful ate. And my brothers and sisters in Christ, after a long week of NBA chalk, it wasn't even a long week, it was 2 bad NBA days. NFL soared and crushed on Thursday Night Football, but we got something for them right here, boys. All it took was 2 bad days in NBA to break these newbies' spirits in my Discord. Look at this. If Cap goes bad today, it's good games for me. Might as well as chalk everything. Chalk City. Whole lot of chalk tonight. Chalk Nas Reed, chalk CP3, chalk Keontae George. Chalk more NBA than freaking esports. Bro, seems every day is a chalk day for real. The daily props, all chalked. Cap on a chalk feeding streak. Folks, this was after 2 bad days of NBA, not to mention one of those NBA days was Thursday night, which the focus on Thursday night is always football. And these little guys couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle it. So guess what? They did exactly what they shouldn't have done. It took 2 days to break their spirit, and then they just decided, oh, I lost faith in Cap. They didn't tail, and guess what happened on day number 3? Just like Jesus rose from the dead on the 3rd day, Captain Crush rose from the ashes and conducted a master class that would rival Nagasaki. Oh yeah, and I got receipts on all you haters and doubters. Hold up, stop the count. Here I am, this is my wall. 2-man, bang, the anchors, Powell and Davis, sweat-free cash. But I'm not done. How about a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 piece McNugget for 10x? 20 to 200, Fox, points, Powell, cash. Davis, cash. Durant, cash. The Joker. Everybody was telling me I was crazy for taking Joker's assist. He gonna get locked up, Cap. Oh, really? Joker's gonna get locked up. I'm pretty sure he got a triple-double, and he crushed him just like I said he would. By the way, Cash Bam's fantasy is the 1v1 skinny stack. Oh, I'm not done. Sleeper gave everybody a protected slip yesterday. How about it? 20x, 6-leg parlay. Actually, it was what? 3, 6, 7 legs. Fox, Powell, Davis, Edwards, Ball, Durant, Joker. Cash it all for 20x. And yes, I posted it, comment guy. I absolutely did. And I wasn't done there. Then I went over to PrizePicks, where I told you guys on this YouTube, Anthony Davis, PrizePicks bumped his points, so I took his assist. But I told you guys, take the points goblin. It's the priority. If you would have done that, you would have had an 18 to 19x lineup. I had Joker, Edwards, Fox, Powell, Durant. Unfortunately, Davis sold his assist. I'll take my 2x here, but here it is. The nuke of nukes. Durant, Joker, Powell, Davis, Edwards. 7.7x, 100 to win 776. And yes, I posted this too. You see the anchors, you see the darts. And Chalkboard, you're lucky they took Fox's turnovers off at 2.5 because you would have had to pay me an extra 10x. And then I had this little sweetener too, man, just to add a little bit of whipped cream on my sundae, Carrington and Zubaks. Cash that too. So, all you little doubters and haters, 2 days of chalk. Know your role. I don't care if I lose 2, 3, 4 days in a row. That 5th day, like I've said since day one, it's going to be Nagasaki. So make sure you just trust the process and tail. Nobody cares if you lose 1 or 2 days in a row. We're gambling. It's going to happen. It's time to sack up. It's time to be men and grown women. I don't care. If you can't handle 1 or 2 days that don't go your way, even 3 or 4 days, then you need to uninstall because you're just lost. You lost the plot. Now just take a look, because everybody that tailed, I literally spoon-fed, and I shouldn't even have to do that, but I spoon-fed everybody. I posted all my lineups through the Dub Club. All of them. Even Anti-Ban cashed. She's probably the most unplugged person in the Discord, and she still found a way to cash. That's how good of a day it was. The faceless man, the pre-chalk warrior himself, cashed. Logan tailed direct. See? He tailed direct. He flexed it. He didn't nuke it, but he still got 85 for his troubles. Iceberg tailed. The Truth tailed. So many green beans in here. I could literally go on and scroll and take an hour, but I'll spare you, D-Gens. And then Pinche says, made with Cap's fantasy point sheet surgical system, which is what the tool that I just launched, where it gives you guys their fantasy score per minute and their usage rates. He went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Giannis would have got there, but they got a blowout. He still doubled up. And for the last doubter among you, let me take you to my Captain Slips tab. Made this on live stream. Bam, Braun, James, Booker, Carrington. Carrington didn't get there. 4 or 5 double up. This was the community slip that everyone voted on. Unfortunately, Giannis, Brunson blowout, Donovan blowout, Powell, Mathern, and Ivy cashed. The other 3 would have cashed if it wasn't for a blowout. Okay, so here it was. The sleeper 2-man posted. The sleeper protected slip posted. The chalkboard nuke posted. And then the 6-man PrizePicks posted. So I gave you all the path, the keys to victory, and on top of that, projection sheets for fantasy scores and my model. You got it all. On top of that, I did a 5 or 6 hour live stream yesterday. I mean, I cooked. So take you and your 2 days of crying about NBA chalk and take a hike, because I just cooked you. So go to CaptainCrush.net, go down to the gold package right there, buy now $24.99. All you got to do, gold package. I got a promo code still going on for you D-Gens, the poverty among you. Promo code SWEEP. It gives you your first month for $15. No excuses. You get projection sheets, daily props, slips, access to the live stream, and the community chat. All in one blow. So get off the fence and get in the mix. If you were in the mix yesterday, it would have made your entire November. 1 day is all it takes. So miss me with that. I cooked you again. I love when you guys start to doubt, because when you do, I just cook you. Sweep YouTube, sweep the slip tab, sweep it all. Now let's get back to the NFL cook and see if we can do that for week 10, which NFL projections are already posted as well in the Discord under Captain's Daily News. So we got Kittle, Wilson, Jefferson. And now we need 2 more to round out this baby. And I'm going to talk about Russell Wilson, the most popular play in America right now, 211 pass yards. Now this scares me because he's still a lot of unknown. We don't have a big sample size, but I love that they're facing Washington. It should be a point where they're going to have to score a lot, but if they decide to lean on the running game, I think you could pivot to Najee Harris, but he's also the most popular play in America too. I mean, because these guys are in the nut spot. So you could take Russell Wilson's passing yards. You could take his 1.5 pass TDs demon. I think that actually has some value as well. And then if you don't want to target the passing game because it is still a short sample size, you go right over here to Najee Harris, 66.5 rush yards. I think he's absolutely in the mix. The only thing I don't like is that, again, he's one of the most popular plays in America, but heck, his fantasy score, his rush yards, I'm getting in there. If he sells, he sells. And then the last piece for this video, folks, clear the board up. The last piece. I don't know if you're going to be able to find it on PrizePicks is the problem. You're going to have to make some decisions. You got to attack these Chiefs. Now, where do you go? I loved Travis at 5.5 receptions. They moved him to 6. So now it's tough sledding. But I think you could go to his Gabi receiving yards. I think you could go to 58.5 receiving yards over here. But if you don't want to go with Mr. Travis, you go right over here to Kareem Hunt. And you go all the way down. And did they take it off his anytime touchdown? Where is it? Well, they took Kareem. No way. I don't buy it. It's got to be here. Welp, chalk it all. They took Kareem Hunt off the board. Anytime touchdown. But hey, that's okay. I was going to tell you to take his anytime tutty. It's off the board. But looky. His anytime rush attempts are in the mix. Last game, you saw what happened. They still passed and he still got fed 27 times. I still think it's a little bit too low. It is going to be a tougher defense than Tampa. Obviously, Denver's no joke. But if you don't want to take Travis, if you can find Travis at 5.5 receptions, that's the key. If you don't want to take Travis, you pivot yourself over to Kareem Hunt. You take his rush attempts, anytime touchdown if you can find it, and that would what I think would be optimal with Kareem Hunt. Oh, I see what they did. They made it a demon here at 1.5. Okay, so either one of those, and then the last piece from that Chiefs, do you think that Hopkins was a one-hit wonder, or is he going to go out there and cook again? That is up for you to decide, but I do believe Hopkins anytime tutty demon is 100% in the mix, and so are his receiving yards. He gets another week of practice. He gets another week of chemistry. Either one of these two could hit. You got options. Travis, Hopkins, or Kareem. One of those three is getting it done. So make sure you choose wisely. Don't put them all in the same lineup. It's a poverty game environment. Choose one, choose wisely. And then if you need a run back, you're looking for a 1v1 skinny stack, look no further than Bo Schmo Nix, and you can get him at 24 rush yards, which is right here, 24.5 rush yards, or you could even take his pass attempts at 32. My only problem with the pass attempts, I do believe they're going to be throwing from behind, is that the Chiefs could milk the clock and literally run it with Kareem Hunt down their throats. That's the caveat. So I think his rush yards, I think they're going to collapse the pocket. He's going to be forced out. I think that would be fine. But again, that's just a dart, one lineup max. Folks, there's a whole list of plays, I think 12 of them in the Discord right now. Projection sheets to help you cook your own plays. Live stream will be coming. I got it all for you guys. For NBA tonight, take it easy. But I will say, if you do want some exposure, Zach LaVine at 20.5 points is fine. If it's still up there, this is fine. If you can find his PRA at 28.5. But honestly, if Voos plays, he's the priority, but they don't have him up right now. That would be my priority. Folks, I appreciate you tuning in. I hope you learned something. Remember, always check DG Fantasy to get the best odds. Right here, David Montgomery and Joe Mixon, 138.5 rush yards combo is popping right now. And you can go down the list and see, and you can get value. You have to use a tool like this. You then compare them to my projection sheet, and you got a 1-2 wombo combo that will literally make you profit. I guarantee it. Use code CRUSH. Your first month, you get 25% off. And then any of the other books, UnderDog, Chalkboard, Sleeper, all the links are in the description. Here's the salute. Good luck in all your contests, and as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush.